This is episode 222 now, and good morning to you and all of the viewers out there. Welcome to episode 222. Barry and Georgia with you here in the studio this morning. And I'd like to tell you viewers how COVID has treated me so far. Well, I've already told you that I'm coping pretty well with it. Okay, and the reason why I'm not going to send lives is because of the growing concern of COVID-19 cases. Now, I will get to that in a moment, but the most important thing we'd like to open the show with is be there for one another during this difficult and frustrating time, and including the school holidays. And joining me in the studio, minus Alec, is good morning to Georgia. Welcome to episode 222. Thank you for joining me here at Oceana this week.
Thank you, Barry. It's good to be here. Good to have a change of scenery for the videos on a Tuesday. Thanks for being here. Unfortunately, Alec can't be here, but we've got his intro and outro on this video to keep him a part of it.
So, the important thing, guys, I'm going to be saying this throughout the rest of this week and next week as well. Please be there for one another and be supportive of one another and respect one another. Here's Georgia now for her opening sequence on this.
Yes, it's especially important during these COVID times where everyone feels like they are a little bit uncertain and maybe a bit stressed about being isolated or not knowing what's next, to support each other and make sure that we're all doing what's best for one another. So obeying the lockdown is part of that as well.
So don't get angry or frustrated. Please talk to someone about it. Email your friends. Organize a Zoom meeting. Here's my outsider.
Yeah, it's important to keep in contact with people that you would normally be seeing, or even people that you haven't had time to maybe catch up with since you've been busy. So now that everyone's in lockdown, you can always Zoom call them or just phone call them and make sure that they're doing all right.
So if you know that you've been to a hotspot, guys, get tested and self-isolate for 14 days. Here's my outsider.
Yes, you can check the New South Wales Health website for all the case locations like Barry and I just did. And if you're a close contact, you need to get tested and isolate for 14 days. And then if you're a casual contact, you need to get tested until you get a negative result. And then just be mindful of your symptoms from there. But make sure that you keep checking the hotspots and the case locations, because new ones come up every day that they keep testing and finding cases.
And there will be a conference at 11 o'clock this morning, which we'll go and watch in the other room. Okay, so I'm sure the Premier will give us an update on what the latest is during this time. Here's my outsider.
Yeah, we need to make sure that we know what's coming up and what announcements they're going to make, to make sure that you're watching those to see what the latest is. The Premier is doing all that she can along with the doctor and the police force, so make sure that you keep an eye on all of those things so that you are up to date with the rules and can obey them correctly.
and and don't be stupid and flout the rules. Here's my offside.
Yeah, the lockdown's just going to go for longer if we don't obey the rules, so only essential workers can work. If you can work from home, obviously you can continue doing that. But if you go to travel anywhere and think you'll get away with it, you're only putting everyone else into a further lockdown.
And it's not good for businesses either, guys. So please, the advice that Georgia and I would like to give to you today on the program is please, if you've made any travel plans for the school holidays, to go up to Queensland, forget it. And even South Australia are on the brink of some cases too. And Western Australia is in a 4-day lockdown right now. Here's my offside.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the exact lockdowns that all the states have put in place, but I know that cases are spreading. Here in Brisbane, like you said, maybe South Australia, so make sure that you look at the rules for that, but also there's no way that we can go to those places in lockdown, so make sure that you're following that so that eventually, maybe in the first few weeks of the school term, you can travel a little bit more, get around Australia after the lockdown.
So we know that it is terribly frustrating, guys, but there's no point getting angry over something that has just started. Please be patient, be mindful. Okay, like the suggestions I've given you just a moment ago here on the show, write down in a diary how you felt and do a YouTube video like I did. It's the only way that I can communicate with people and let them know what's happened and how I've traveled. And like I said yesterday on episode 221, I can't get a good night's sleep, eat a healthy diet, and drink plenty of fluid. Okay, and don't stay up all night stressing about what's going to be happening the following day. Here's my offside.
Yeah, it's important to just take it day by day, and there's updates coming out every day, so you don't need to stress about what could be. As long as you're doing the right thing, you're doing all you can. So yeah, just make sure that you're keeping up to date. And as Barry said, it's important to keep saying how you feel, expressing your thoughts like Barry does on these YouTube videos. So if you have someone you can talk to on the phone or someone you live with, it's important to still be communicating with other people.
And also talk to your site managers too. Okay, email them. Here's my offside.
Yeah, if you are concerned about anything, it's important to talk to your manager or any of your support staff to get your concerns addressed and make sure that everyone's on the same page.
But make sure, guys, that you go about your business the right way and don't raise your voice or lose your temper. Well, that's the same thing, isn't it? Here's my offside.
Yeah, you can have your concerns addressed and express how you feel without raising your voice or, as Barry said, losing your temper, because that just raises the situation to a point where sometimes people can't be helped if that turns into an aggressive situation. So just remain calm and then everyone's thoughts can be heard.
And if you are really struggling, you can call Lifeline. I will give you their number at the end of today's program. And if the situation is critical, you can always phone 000, but I will give you those two numbers at the end of today's show. And and the most important thing, okay, be honest with people. Really reach out to them and tell them how you really feel. Here's my offside.
Yeah, being honest is important. If you aren't honest and just brush over how you feel or anything that you're concerned about, especially during lockdown, you can maybe be put in a situation that you didn't want to be in the first place just because there was a misunderstanding. So make sure you're communicating well. I'm sure that Barry did say he didn't want to go to lifestyles, and here we are at his house, so it's important to make sure that you're comfortable during this time.
Well, we're going to take a break now and come back with the second part of our program. And coming up on the show next, things you can do and things you can cook during the lockdown whilst you are in lockdown. Before we go to the break, I'd like to send a special hello to all of my friends at St. Ives there. Hello to everyone there. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person this week, but do hang in there. I'll be back there as soon as I can, and stay safe up there at St. Ives, okay, which I'm sure you are doing, and hopefully I will be back on the team in a couple of weeks to bring you the show from there. And thank you, and a special cheerio to all the managers there. Stay safe up there too. And I hope that you stay well yourself and stay dry as it is wet out there. Well, coming up after the break, we have some fantastic food ideas and ideas to keep you entertained during the lockdown. This is Jordan and Barry on episode 222. Time is 18 minutes after 10, and to take us out to the break, Sydney's weather today, rain and showers and a very chilly 19 degrees, I think we've got.
Is it 19?
Or is it 18 degrees?
I think it might be a bit less than that, I'm not too sure.
And we will confirm the temperature after the break. But the time now is 20 minutes past 10. I'm Barry Beer. Don't go away. The continuation of episode 222 coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to episode 222 here with Barry and Georgia here. Minus Alec, who can't be with us this week on the show. And we're doing the show from home because of the lockdown. Now, if you are in a site, please wear your mask. I've already said that ad nauseum and half a dozen times, so I don't want to keep putting the repeat button on myself. So to open the second part, half of the show now, we'd like to talk to you about ways of dealing with depression during a lockdown and keeping yourselves entertained. Now, with kids on school holidays, I'm sure the mums and dads out there have got plenty of things in store for the school holidays for the kids, like cooking, games, helping prepare meals, that sort of thing. Okay, and like I said yesterday, what about writing things in a diary? And joining me now here in the studio again is Jordan now.
Yeah, I think that parents were kind of banking on going away these school holidays, and now maybe those plans have been cancelled. So definitely getting them involved in cooking and arts and crafts, and as you said, maybe writing how they feel about not being able to go out and do what they maybe were expecting in the school holidays in a diary is a good idea to keep them entertained and make them feel heard.
And get some DVDs out for them as well. Okay, read them a good story. Here's my offer.
Yeah, maybe just to take up some time, especially when it's raining, watching a DVD that they like, or reading them a story like you said, or maybe having them listen to an audiobook that they enjoy might be a good use of time to keep them inside and entertained.
And discourage them from using 000 as well, because with school holidays, 000 is swamped with some emergency calls and some non-emergency calls, and we will remind you of the importance of using 000 at the end of this second part. So we know that it's been absolutely frustrating, ladies and gentlemen, but please, like we said at the beginning of this episode today, you've got to be patient, be strong, be there for one another, and that's the most important thing. Here's my outsider.
Yeah, make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people and make sure that um, that can be done either virtually or with people you live with, or maybe you can exercise with people in your local community, go for a walk. Yeah, make sure that you're keeping entertained. And as well as with the prank calls to 000, make sure that your kids are educated on why that's a bad thing, like Barry reiterates at the end of every video. So make sure that that's reserved for emergencies, especially as this virus goes around.
And remember, do keep 000 for emergencies. We will remind you at the end of today's program, because 000 is not there to have a chat. You need to talk to the Lifeline, which we will also remind you of. Okay, please call them, because they are the ones that they can help you, give you advice over the phone, and talk to you, just like a psychologist. Here's my outsider.
There's definitely a difference between Lifeline and the emergency services, even though both of them are for mental health emergencies, or just if you're feeling down. So make sure that if you do feel like you need help or that you're struggling in isolation, that you can call Lifeline. That Barry has the number for at the end, and if it turns into a situation where you think you might need hospital help, then definitely call 000 as well.
So now we'd like to talk about the importance of eating a good diet during this time. Okay, eating the wrong food, okay, during a lockdown could lead to depression and anxiety. Here's my offside.
Yeah, your food really indicates how you're going to feel throughout the day. So if you're not eating some healthy food that during the day, even though you may just be staying at home, it will still affect your mood, even if you don't need as much energy as you normally would to go out and do things during the day. So make sure that you have 3 proper meals, wake up and eat breakfast to start your day, have a good lunch and then a good dinner, and go to bed at a reasonable time. Maybe don't snack as much, even though it can be harder not to if you're just staying at home. But yeah, make sure that you're eating well because it affects all parts of your life.
And don't take your anger out on someone else either for no reason. Here's my offside.
Yeah, linking to the food. Maybe if you're hungry or not fulfilled in what you're eating, you can get a bit angry and your mood can deteriorate. So make sure that you find the root cause of that, whether it's food or something else, to prevent yourself from being angry at other people just because it is your own personal issues that you're getting frustrated with. And if you are frustrated, maybe speak to them in a calm way instead of getting angry.
And and here is a recipe that is so easy to make, guys. And that is fruit salad. Dice up some apples, dice up some pears, peaches, apricots, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, rock melon, watermelon, you name it, it's all there. Here's my offside.
Yeah, any fruit that you have lying around the house, or if you have any fruit trees or any plants growing in your garden, make sure that you're using those up and using what you have at home first to make fruit salad, which is easy because a lot of people have the fruit lying around. If you don't, maybe when you go for one of your bigger shops during this lockdown, you can pick up some fruit and do a full shop for the full 2 weeks or a week that you need to.
And and you can make a fruit salad as well because it is healthy.
Mm.
Here's my offside.
Yeah, speaking of healthy food, it's important to maybe have some fruit throughout the day, not too much, but just enough to have that balanced diet. So maybe in the morning have a bit of fruit salad to give you some energy throughout the day. And yeah, it is much healthier than having maybe pancakes or something like that for breakfast.
And make yourself up a banana smoothie too. Slice up a banana, add some honey, some yogurt, and some milk, and blend it up until smooth. Here's my offside.
Yes, I love a banana smoothie. Any smoothies are good. It's a good way to eat a lot of healthy food and only have it as one singular drink instead of having to eat a bunch of different things. So if you can combine maybe all the ingredients that you said in the fruit salad into one smoothie with some banana, it would be a good way to eat all that healthy food and feel full for a while.
So you can always make up a recipe book as well of your favorite recipes during this time. Here's my offside.
Yeah, if you aren't the best cook or you need some inspiration, and normally you would just go and have lunch out or have a simple dinner, maybe this would be a good time to, like Barry said, start your own recipe book and get some inspiration from different websites or different cookbooks that you have and put it all together so you can easily find the ingredients you need and all the steps.
And get a bread maker too, guys, and make your own bread. Here's my offside.
Yeah, making your own bread can be a fun activity for everyone to get involved in. That takes up a little bit of time and it teaches you that it's not too hard to make your own bread, and you can use that to supply food for a while and not have to go to the shops every second day.
Well, we hope that you've enjoyed this morning's show. We usually go on until about 11:30 or 11 o'clock, but due to the conference, okay, the premium will be giving in 20 minutes. It is time to draw episode 222 to a close now. And thank you for joining Georgia and I this morning on the show. And we look forward to your company at the same time next week. Here's Georgia now for her closing message. But before we do go, 111 Lifeline. If you need to call a Lifeline, their number is 131114, 24 hours a day, and 000. Okay? If the situation is critical, you can call them as well, but only in an emergency. Here's Georgia now for her closing message about that.
It's important that you know all the resources that you can access for different situations, not only to reserve the correct resources for different people that are in need, but also for yourself to get the best help that you can get. So if Lifeline will benefit you more than maybe calling 000 or going to your local GP, then it's important that we have that resource that Barry just gave us, that 131114 number. So
and we'd like to say good morning to you now, and stay tuned at 11 o'clock for a press conference from Gladys, okay, and I will keep you informed throughout the day. But in the meantime, I'm Barry Fair with Georgia. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you later on in the next episode. Stay safe, everybody. Have a good morning. Good morning, everyone. Have a great day. You've been watching episode 222. Bye-bye. We had some breaking news now, just from what we heard from the conference, and this is breaking news. Georgia, good morning again. 19 new cases up until 8 o'clock last night. Now, our main message is to get vaccinated, but 17 of the cases were linked, am I right?
Yeah, so 17 of those 19 were linked to the Bondi cluster, and then the other two that aren't linked, one of them lives in the eastern suburbs and one of them works in the eastern suburbs. So it's still pretty contained in that area for those cases.
So all in all, 19 new cases up until 2000 hours last night, which means 8 o'clock. So, very promising too. People were going and getting tested at the Bondi Beach pop-up clinic. Okay, so we would like to encourage you to keep going and getting tested. Okay, and if you do start to feel unwell, please go and get tested and self-isolate until a negative result is confirmed. And the Queensland lockdown as well. Okay, that will go into place at 6 p.m. tonight. Here's Jordan to tell you about that now.
Yeah, so Anastasia came on and said that Queensland has had a few more cases. So they've got 4 cases in total. 2 of them are domestic, so locally acquired. And one of them has gone to a lot of different places, so it's forced them to go into a lockdown for 3 days, starting from 6 p.m. tonight, like Barry said, and that's for southeast Queensland, Townsville, Magnetic Island, and I believe another suburb or another town. So just where that person has been is in a lockdown for 3 days, which may be extended, but we're not sure yet.
And Darwin's lockdown has been extended until Friday as well. So we will wait and see what happens with the cases in the coming days. Now, anything else we can tell our viewers out there?
There's gonna be the small business grants for $5,000 and $10,000, and those payments will be made available to these businesses from July 19. And also they've extended the Dine and Discover vouchers. I'll just see when they've extended them till. I think the last time it was, what was it, Barry? Was it the 31st of July?
Yes, I think it was.
Alright, so it looks like they're still 31st of July, but maybe it was 31st or the 30th of June.
Yeah.
And now it's July. I'm not too sure. But they said that they've extended them, which is also good for the small businesses.
So just going over the cases once again before we say good morning and early afternoon, because it's almost lunchtime here. Just 19 new cases up until 8 o'clock last night, and that is promising. But as the Premier said, and reporter Chris Reason from Channel 7 said, the cases could go up, so we can never be sure about the cases. It's just bouncing up and down like a rubber ball at the moment. So we'd like to end our special coverage by saying, please go and get vaccinated immediately. Okay, and if you are not well, like Georgia and I have been saying to you throughout the morning on the show, please get tested. Even if you have the mildest of symptoms, and self-isolate for 14 days. Okay, so we cannot stress enough that this is very important on the show during this time. And Georgia, any other information coming to hand at the moment?
I would just say to keep checking the website, like we said before, with all the case locations, and see what restrictions apply to you in terms of full isolation if you're a close contact or casual. Dr. Chant did say in that press conference, I'm not sure if you can remember, Barry, but she said even if you are a casual or even if you do just have symptoms and you get a negative test result, if your symptoms persist or they change in any way, to go get another test and isolate until you get that one back as well. So yeah, make sure that you're staying on top of your symptoms and getting tested if you've been to any of these locations.
And stay tuned to your local television stations and New South Wales, Queensland, Western Australia, and Darwin websites for further information about the lockdowns and where they have taken place and how long they will be in place for. Um, I will be giving you an update on tomorrow's program on episode 223, but that's all from Georgia and I for the moment. Thank you for taking this time and drawing your attention to what we've had to say. But from Georgia and I now, from episode 222, good morning, stay safe everybody, and thanks for watching.